Hey guys, Mr. T here, just doing a quick lesson video on the idea of tax. So far, we've seen how you can earn interest by investing money. This interest is a form of income for you. So in Australia, when you make an income, either from your job or any other sources like investments, which what we're dealing with here, the government takes a portion of this income in the form of tax. So in Australia, the amount of tax depends on your overall income from your job and any other sources. So your tax rates can be found in tables such as the one on page 75 of your textbook. That's what you're going to use for your exercises in exercise 3.1. So just make a note that you're going to be turning to page 75 of your textbook. This is an example of a tax table. This is an up-to-date. The tax rates have changed recently. So you can see if you earn between $0 and $18,200, you're not going to pay any tax. If you earn between $18,200 and $37,000, 19% tax. So the more that you earn, the more tax that you pay. The more percentage of your income the government takes. Now, you don't need to copy this table for notes or cheat sheet. Just please notice that the more you earn, the more you get taxed. In this subject, we don't do income tax. That's something you do in Year 12 Essential Maths. We're just going to look at the effect of tax on investment incomes. So this is where you need to start copying here. I should put a box around this. These are the formulae, an explanation of what the formula is finding. So the formula you need for tax questions are these three. One, the total income is going to be your salary or job income plus any investment income. Why do we need this? We need to use this to decide the tax rate that you're going to use in the tax table. What's the second formula? Tax, so the amount of money the government takes from you, is equal to your investment income times by the tax rate as a decimal. This finds how much tax is paid to the government from the investment earnings that you are going to get. And the last formula is after-tax return equals the investment income take away tax. So keeping in mind, we're pretending to make an investment and earn money off of that from interest, but the government is going to take part of that money as tax. So you're not going to get all of your investment interest after tax. The government's going to take a little bit of it. The after-tax return is what you receive from your investment after the government has taxed you. So for the purpose of the video, I'm going to move on, but for you guys, could you pause the video so you can get down those three formulae? Let's do the example. So our little Mexican friend here, Luis Tite, earns, how much does he earn? Let's say he earns $90,000 per year as a content creator. Last year he made, let's say 10 grand, creating a YouTube intro video for the famous rapper Mr. Twazon. Luis decided to invest this money in an investment account immediately. So he got that 10 grand, he's putting it into investment account immediately for 1 year, compounding monthly at 5% per annum. So part A of this question is not tax at all, okay? Part A of this question is a callback to compound interest because we need to earn interest to get taxed, okay? So this is similar to the question type you'd find in the test where you have to have an investment that earns interest and then you're going to tax that after. So this part A is just for us to have earnings for an investment. It's not tax yet. Part B, calculate the amount of tax Louise would need to pay on the interest he earned and find Louise's after-tax return on the investment. So for the purposes of the video, can you get the example down, please? Obviously, if I was teaching this, I would have asked you guys to make up the numbers, but I've made them up myself. Let's get to answering those. A, find the interest you would make from investing the money in the account for 1 year. Okay, so compound interest, I'm going to use TVM solver, NI, the interest rate, 5%, compounding monthly. He put 10 grand in the account for 1 year. I is going to be 5 PV. He put 10 grand in, so it's going to be negative 10,000. PMT is nothing. We're going to solve for FV to see what the account grows to. PY and CY, because it's compounding monthly, are both going to be 12 he's putting it away for 1 year. So how many periods are there going to be in the 1 year if it's happening monthly, and is also going to be 12. So hopefully the calculator is still working. Apps, finance, TVM, 12, 5, negative 10,000. 12 and 12. Scroll back up to FV, alpha, enter. That tells me that his account's going to go to $10,511.62. Therefore, Louise earns $511.62 in interest from his investment. That's A, done. Now we do the tax part. This is what today's lesson is really about. Calculate the amount of tax Louise would need to pay on the interest he earned. He earned $511.62 in interest. He also has an income of 90 grand. So we need to use the first formula, total income, is equal to your job income, which is 90 grand, plus any income from investments. He made $511.62, so that's going to be $90,511.62. How does that help us? Because now we can work out tax, because we know what tax rate is going to be, because we know his total income. So his total income is $90,511. So it's going to sit here. So the government's going to take 37% of any interest he earned. So tax equals the investment income. He made $511.62 on his investment. Times by the tax rate as a decimal. We determined that the tax rate was 37%. So 37% as a decimal is 0.37. $511.62 times by 0.37. Government's going to tax him $189.30 to 2 decimal points. So B, calculate the amount of tax would need to pay on the interest. We've found that, $189.30. So C, find Louise after-tax return on the investment. After-tax return equals, let's look back. After-tax return is the investment income minus the tax. His investment income was going to be $511.62. That's what he was supposed to earn. But now we're acknowledging tax. The government is going to take $189.30 from that. Why? Because he earns between $80,000 and $180,000, considering his actual job income and the investment income. So do that subtraction. 511.62 minus $189.30, $322.32. After tax. So his investment should have earned him $511.62, but the government took away $189.30 as tax. So after tax, Louise only gets $322.32 from his investment. Okay, hopefully that helps you out. The exercises that you'll be doing are in Term 2's timeline. You're going to be doing exercise 3E.1, tax questions 1, 3, and 5. Okay.